He is melancholic, dejected in spirits, depressed from the terrors he's fled and the family left behind. Now safely on land, he has found lodgings at the Philadelphia City Tavern. It's a terrible choice for someone who might wish to remain inconspicuous. The City Tavern's coffee house serves as the gathering place and informal stock exchange for the local merchant community. Nowhere in Philadelphia does information circulate more rapidly. Soon the word is out. Talleyrand, hearing about his friend's arrival, rushes over to greet Liancourt. They embrace. After a brief chat about their new country, Talleyrand leaves his exhausted friend to a night of rest, his first on land in over 2 months. The next morning, after breakfast, Liancourt returns Talleyrand's visit, and the two head off to see Théophile Cazeneuve, a Franco-Dutch banker with the resources to employ a French chef, with whom Talleyrand eats most of his meals. Later they meet Noailles before going to find Moreau, who has by now established himself as a bookkeeper, his shop having become a meeting point for the French community in Philadelphia. Roughly a year later, in late 1795 or early 1796, Constantin Francois de Chasseboeuf, Comte de Volnay, the Enlightenment author, traveler, philosopher, and politician, yet another former constituant, is planning a dinner party. He is expecting 20 guests, including Louis-Philippe, Duc d'Orléans, who will become the King of France in 1830, but is, for now, living in exile with his brothers in a small house just around the corner. In another time, another place, Volnay attended the grand dinner that Liancourt hosted weekly in apartments in the Tuileries Palace, where dozens of constituants would meet to debate politics and reform in those heady days in early 1790. Volnay's Philadelphia party will be just a shadow of that former brilliance, but still, he would like something a little special for the occasion. He heads to the pâtisserie recently established by Marino, a chef formerly employed by a French aristocrat who shares his former employer's royalist sympathies. Volnay, who is considered something of a radical by his friends, places an order for a pâté bien soigné, made of the rarest and most delicate ingredients, the kind of dish that would have been impossible to find in Philadelphia a few years earlier. The food, the price, everything is arranged. The chef just needs a name and an address for delivery. Only then does he discover his customer's identity. "Volnay!" the chef bursts out in anger. "Volnay! Volnay!" It is, according to a witness, superb to see. One could have painted the scene, his cotton cap on his head, his white apron folded over, and a huge knife at his belt. Suddenly leaving his casserole, his charcoal oven still burning, he began to shout in a thunderous voice, trembling with indignation, "Get out of here, misérable! Get out of my kitchen, damned atheist! Damned revolutionary!" Thus, concludes the amused witness, I saw the very famous, too famous, Monsieur Chasseboeuf de Volnay enter and leave the most famous pâtissier of Philadelphia. One evening, in late 1795 or early 1796, around 8 o'clock, Moreau is sitting in the private office in his bookstore on the corner of Front and Walnut Streets, behind the warehouses that line the Delaware River, when Talleyrand wanders in. The two begin to chat. Eventually, inevitably, their thoughts turn to home, and the two old friends discuss France's past fate, its present state, and finally, what we thought of its future. It's a typical soirée, and it plays out like many others. There alone and without interruption, except when Baumet, Talon, Blacon, Noailles, Volnay, Payen de Boisneuf, de Meunier, Boislandry were with us all together or separately. We opened our hearts to one another, we poured out our feelings, and each of us knew the other's most intimate thoughts. The night passes in these